Did anybody say cookies and milk? That's right. Don't these cookies look scrumptious? Yummy. Well, today I'm going to show you how to crochet these wonderful cream-filled cookies. And you know what? You can fool everyone in your house, including your kids. We've got to get our supplies together. So we're going to start with a brown yarn, and this is going to act as our cookie. And of course, we've got to have the cream filling, which will be our white yarn. Today, I'll be using a size G crochet hook. And of course, my snips. You can use small cutting scissors if you like, but I like my snips. We'll start by making our cookie. And of course, as we always do with crochet, you're going to make your little slip knot. And we're going to start by doing a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, we're going to join the chain together to make a circle by doing a slip stitch into the first chain, and that gives us a small hole to start our cookie. Next, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to work 12 double crochets into that hole. So let's do that now. We're going to work 12. So that would be 1, 2, 3. And as I'm crocheting, I like to wrap my thread tail around and crochet over it. 4. And 12. Now that we've got our 12 double crochets, you can see you've got your nice little circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a slip stitch into the third chain of the top of the chain 3 that you did to start off with. And you're just going to slip stitch through, and that'll close up your circle. Now we're going to chain 3. We're going to start our second row. Now after we chain 3, we're going to do a double crochet into that same stitch that we just did the chain 3 next to, and that gives us 2. And now we're going to work 2 double crochets in each of the next double crochets all the way around. So again, that's 2 double crochets inside of each of the double crochets, and you'll do this all the way around until you get back to close up your circle. At the end, I've got 1 more double crochet, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 2 double crochets in that last double crochet. And now I'm back to my circle to finish it off. So of course we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. And then what I like to do then is I like to cut a thread tail, because your cookie is pretty much done. So now I've cut my thread tail, and what I like to do next is pull the crochet hook out and then just kind of pull that kind of tight. Then I like to go in underneath and grab the yarn rather, and pull it through that double crochet to give it a nice complete round circle. And then I just kind of work it back and forth until my thread tail pretty much disappears. And I normally do this about 3 or 4 times, just so that it kind of gets itself into the weave of the cookie and it doesn't come undone on you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to cut the first thread tail that got me started, and I'm going to cut the last tail that got me finished up. So now, as you can see, there's your first half of your cookie. So you're going to repeat this to make another one in chocolate, and you're going to take your white yarn and you're going to make another one of these in the white to act as the cream, and then I'll show you how to put them together. Now we have our cream and we're ready to put our cookie together. So we'll start just like you would do a cookie. We're going to put a cookie on top. We always say we put a cookie on bottom, and we put the cream on top. Now we're going to add the other cookie. So what we're going to do now is we've got to secure the cookie so that it doesn't, come apart and you can really fool people. So let's do that now. Okay, so now we've got our cookies sandwiched together, and all we need to do now is finish it off. Some people like to take a yarn needle with a yarn and go through here and close it off. Well, I'm not going to do that because I don't want the cookie to be smushed at the end. I want it to be nice, look like it, you know, you can really take it apart. So as you notice around in the center where you've got row 1, that's where we're going to join our cookie together. And I like to use a crochet hook instead of a yarn needle because I'm like, if you're crocheting, stick with your crochet hook if you can. Sometimes you can't, but in this case, we're going to do that. So I'm going to loop the yarn over and make my slip knot. I'm going to go into the first row of all 3 thicknesses. Doesn't matter which side, you know, you got them all together. So just make sure you're on that first row where they're all lined up. I'm going to reach in, I'm going to grab my yarn, and I'm going to put it on my hook. Grab the yarn tail as well, and you're going to pull it through. Okay, now you got it pulled through. You're going to go into the next row, next section, grab the yarn from the underside, pull it through, and do a slip stitch. And you're going to pretty much line everything up, and you're going to keep doing this all the way around. Going to go into the next row, pull it out, do a slip stitch, and you're going to complete this all the way around till we come back to where we started, and we're just slip stitching our cookie together in the center. And your stitch should blend right in. So let's do that all the way around. Okay, so I've made it all the way back around to where I started. So what I'm going to do, as always, we're going to clip the yarn because we're back to the beginning, and I'm going to pull the yarn through, and my tail is on the inside. So now I've pulled my loop out, so I'm going to insert my hook on the underside, and I'm going to grab the yarn, and I'm going to pull it through on the underside. And as you can see, you have a thread tail from the beginning, so we're going to take those thread tails and we're going to tie them together into a knot. Okay, we've tied them together into a knot, so now we're going to clip the yarn. And now that we've clipped the yarn, you just want to kind of straighten your cookie out so that it looks like an Oreo cookie. And as you can see, all the stitches that we did to close it up on the outside, they blend right into the cookie. Now we've completed making our cream-filled cookie, so now we can add it to the plate with the rest of our cookies. Didn't these come out just lovely? Yummy! Happy crocheting!